Irish Insane Asylums by Noel, Heather, Victoria, and Maddie. I went up the Lee Road for a friend to see. They call it the madhouse in Cork by the Lee. But when I got up there, the truth do I tell, they had the poor bugger locked up in a cell. Johnny Jump Up, Cork folk song. Current-day insane asylums are controlled most with good conditions for patients, including food and clean rooms. But back in the 19th century, specifically in Ireland, the conditions for the mentally ill were unbearable. The patients were subjected to torturous experiments such as a circulating chair, where a person would be strapped down and spun around about 60 times per minute, which would be 1 full rotation per second. They said the trauma ensured obedience in the victims. Most asylums became overpopulated, with many patients not even being mentally ill. They were just admitted by their family members or the state. Prison saw it as a great chance to empty many of their cells. Because of the overpopulation, many people were killed due to the horrible conditions in many asylums. Corpses were left for days to rot in their cells. One specific mental hospital was Our Lady's Asylum in Cork District, Ireland. It was opened in 1789 by Dr. William Saunders Halloran, and it was the second psychiatric hospital in Ireland. Today, a lot of it is destroyed, but before, it was a massive structure built solely for the comfort and care of its mentally deranged patients. However, its conditions were somewhat the opposite. The beds were mattresses on the floor, the toilets had no seats, they were locked up in their rooms with no windows or fresh air. The enclosed courtyard was littered with old clothing, toilet rolls, and plastic bottles. The wards were infested with mice. For obvious reasons, the overpopulated psychiatric asylum closed soon after the death of its founder in 1825. Currently, about 1/3 of the old hospital is collapsed, and the other 2/3 have been converted into an apartment building. An apartment at Atkin Hall can be rented for $560 per week. However, the building is rumored to be extremely haunted, and all over the abandoned part of the building is the vandalized word Nunan, referring to a disease causing disfiguration in the ribcage and face. So in short, Ireland has a long history of torturous mental institutions, one being Our Lady's Lunatic Asylum, where patients suffered and died in the filth and darkness of their cells.